Our mission is to serve every learner, from students that have significant needs to those that are really independent.
We know that the research shows that personalized learning engages students on a much higher level. We also know that the data shows that they have better achievement rates as well.
It starts with integrated digital content. It provides for targeted instruction, data-informed decisions, and then knowing that student reflection and ownership is so important to the learning process, it incorporates that as well.
That's what personalized learning is all about. It's really taking the student, having them own their learning in order to increase their overall knowledge and achievement levels.
I sat down and I surveyed my students. I asked them, I said, these are the topics that we're learning. How best would you like to learn them? And they were very upfront and honest. They said things like, I like to do projects, I like to do videos, I like to learn culture, I like to learn about the people.
Instead of just focusing on teaching students content, this model teaches students to become mastery level learners for themselves. I think it changes their motivation. I think it's going to teach them to be better lifelong learners, and that translates everywhere.
There's a lot of good reasons to go to BOCES. Our students are really given a really clear idea of why they're learning what they're learning. We're not looking for cookie cutter teachers that all teach the same way. We know that teachers have autonomy and creativity and new ways of doing things and their own strengths.
When you go into the real world, you don't have somebody to always rely on who's going to come up with those answers, who's going to problem solve. You have to problem solve for yourself. So I think this is just preparing students for what they're going to face when they leave the educational realm.
From day one, our teachers are getting excited and building in best practice for those students to change what those classrooms look and feel like. So we're already starting to get away from a traditional classroom.
There's a lot of one-on-one assessment, a lot of one-on-one communication. You can identify a student's weakness and their strengths, so you can help pull the weaker kids up, identify a stronger student, help them excel.
Here at Erie 2, Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, BOCES, we know our core competency. We teach students that have different abilities, that have entrepreneurial ambition, that need to learn with their hands and their minds.
E2CCB is a great place for personalized learning to happen because the students that we serve are students that really are on the edges. And so it's very important that we design and implement instruction that reaches the students that have the most needs and reach the students that have entrepreneurial potential.
You could essentially have students at different points in the curriculum at any given time, because what they're doing is they're working at their own pace and they're filling in their own gaps. We really are able to address the needs of every type of student that comes in.
Having the rotation and different varieties of learning and having a student take more ownership of what they're doing can help them not just in their education but in their personal relationships.
You could have someone go from being a fear of failing in school to seeing success, to graduating, to entering the world of employment.
Personalized learning is a tool for students to be doing that.
I need to build more things into my program that a student can reflect on. And if we can get them reflecting more on their successes instead of their failures, they'll grow. They'll just keep getting better.
I think with students having more of a voice and a sense of direction and ownership, their reflection, that's an opportunity for them to kind of really become a deeper part of a school community than just the passive consumers of the school community. If you're a student that really isn't served well by desks and rows, then coming to BOCES is probably the best move you could make.
So much of teaching is more than instruction. It's rapport and it's relationships and it's bridging those gaps. And the only way to do that is when we know our kids.
Overall, anyone finds passion for learning if they enjoy it. And if you can find a way to enjoy what you're learning, then you're going to learn it better. And people take different roads to that.
I do believe it'll reach all learners.
I'm here because I want to make a difference in our community.
It is an exciting time for our instructors and our students.
They were excited, they were happy, they were like, yes, this is what learning is all about.